يا رسول الله والسلام عليك يا حبيب الله.
The day of Eid al-Adha. Eid al-Adha is a day of blessings, mercy and forgiveness, joyous and acceptance of sacrifice. Muslims all over the world perform Eid Salah, and as per their capability, they sacrifice an animal to show gratitude towards Allah Ta'ala. Because of that, the day is called the Festival of Sacrifice, Eid al-Adha. On this day, Prophet Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam willed to sacrifice his only son, Hazrat Ismail alayhi salam, as a sign of obedience to Allah Ta'ala. All prophets faced their own trials. Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam's life was filled with the most severe trials by way of his people and his family. He alayhi salam was a great and a noble prophet, as he fulfilled the test that Allah Ta'ala had given him. Allah Ta'ala states in the Holy Quran, in Surah Al-An'am, verse 162, "Please declare, surely my prayer and my sacrifice and my living and my dying are all for Allah, who is the Lord of all the worlds." The namaz is mentioned before sacrifice. This means that physical worship, like namaz, are superior to monetary charities. The life is not worldly life, but a religious life. The worldly life makes one unmindful from the remembrance of Allah Ta'ala and keeps one engrossed in material and commercial matters. Life dedicated to Allah Ta'ala is that which is set aside for the work of Allah Ta'ala. One has to live in the service of religion and remembrance of Allah Ta'ala and die serving Allah Ta'ala. It was on such a divine command that Hazrat Ismail alayhi salam willed to be sacrificed by his father Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam as a sign of obedience and to seek the pleasure of Allah Ta'ala. The companions radiallahu anhum of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam willed and sacrificed their lives in the battle of Badr. In the battle of Karbala, Hazrat Imam Hussein radiallahu anhu sacrificed his life when he was beheaded. Allah is all aware and knower that these esteemed and noble servants of Allah Ta'ala did not fear death, but still took them through trials and tribulations. Human beings have two types of sentiments. One is criminal or self-centered desire. Example, too interested in yourself and not caring about the needs or feelings of other people, or antisocial and criminal attitudes. The second is selfless sacrifice sentiment, i.e. giving up what you want so that other people can have what they want, need, or want. To make the selfless sacrifice desire stronger, one has to kill the self-centered desires. If your self-centered desires are weak, then your spirituality will be strong. Once a year, the Muslims get the opportunity to feed meat to the poor, who probably don't often get to eat meat. When a Muslim sacrifices an animal on the day of Eid al-Adha, they are actually killing their own self-centered desires. Allah Ta'ala has commanded to kill the self-centered desires once a year by sacrificing an animal on the day of Eid al-Adha. The sacrifice of an animal reawakes the external desire of the Muslim to sacrifice their life in the path of Allah Ta'ala when need arises. And internally it reawakes the desire to spend money and feed the poor. Allah Ta'ala states in the Holy Quran, in Surah Al-Kawthar, verse number 2, "So offer salah to your Lord and offer sacrifice." Regular performance of salah is the greatest gratitude for the bounties of Allah Ta'ala, and sacrifice is a great Islamic custom. It is not acceptable to pay a price in its place. From this verse of the Holy Quran, we learn that every aspect of Muslim life should be to seek the pleasure of Allah Ta'ala and to show gratitude towards Allah Ta'ala. If there is a divine command to sacrifice life, it has to be obliged. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that whosoever is capable of performing qurbani but does not perform, then such a person should not come close to my Eidgah. This is in Ibn Majah and Ahmad. Hazrat Zayd ibn Arqam radiallahu anhu narrates that the companions radiallahu anhum asked Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, "What is udhiya, qurbani?" He sallallahu alaihi wasallam replied, It is the sunnah of your father, Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam. This is in Ibn Majah. Hazrat Abdullah ibn Umar radiyallahu anhu narrates that Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam lived in Madina for 10 years, and he sallallahu alaihi wasallam did qurbani every year. On the day of sacrifice, on the day of qurbani, the devotion inspired by the fear of Allah and act of sacrificing an animal in obedience of Allah Ta'ala is more beloved to Allah Ta'ala than the blood of the sacrificed animal. The devotion reaches Allah before the blood reaches the earth. For every drop of blood, Allah Ta'ala forgives one sin. On the day of judgment, the meat and the blood of qurbani will be presented in the court of Allah Ta'ala multiplied by 70 times. For every hair of the sacrificed animal, one reward, one sawab is recorded. The sacrificed animal will come as a means of ride for those who sacrificed the animals for qurbani. The Islamic year begins with the month of Muharram and ends with the month of Zul Hijjah. 10th Muharram is the qurbani of Hazrat Imam Hussein radiallahu anhu, and 10th Zul Hijjah is the qurbani of Hazrat Ismail alayhi salam. Hence, we learn that the Islamic year from the beginning till the end is all of sacrifice. Allah Ta'ala gifts us with wealth as He wishes. However, Allah Ta'ala wants us to spend a part of that wealth as He wishes. We slaughter animals during the course of the year as per our wishes and needs. But Allah Ta'ala wishes that once a year, we slaughter an animal on His command. In the period of qurbani, ayam nahr, for a person having sufficient wealth that makes zakat obligatory upon him, then it becomes wajib on him to sacrifice an animal for qurbani. Camel, cow, bull, goat and lamb can be sacrificed for qurbani. The camel has to be at least 5 years of age, the cow or bull of 2 years of age, and the goat of at least 1 year of age. A 6-month-old lamb looking a year old can also be slaughtered for qurbani. In a camel, a cow or a bull, 7 people can buy shares. The animal must be healthy and free of any disabilities. The animal's ear, tail and eyes must be intact without cuts. Qurbani can be done from after the Eid namaz on the 10th of Zul Hijjah till the sunset of 12th of Zul Hijjah. Qurbani must be done in the daytime. It is makruh tanzihi to do qurbani in the night, i.e., who avoids it earns goodness and reward, and one who does it, it is not liable for torment or divine anger. It is preferable to slaughter the animal with your own hands. If not, at least they should be present at the place where qurbani is done. Apparently, we see a person spending money by doing qurbani, but the wealth doesn't decrease. It increases because the philosophy of qurbani is that anything sacrificed in the path of Allah increases. Qurbani is done on the occasion of Eid al-Adha. The meat is divided into 3 parts, and 2 parts of it distributed. This is another qurbani. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was asked, how can the ummah get the reward of qurbani if they cannot afford to slaughter an animal? Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam replied, they shall perform 4 rakat namaz in a manner where every rakat after Surah Fatiha recites Surah Kawthar 11 times.